This one's simple. New week, new opportunities, and we're fired up. One thing this program is about is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work, and that's what we plan on doing today in film. And again, we're excited about the opportunity to go on the road and then obviously play a game this weekend.
Robbie in the front.
You kind of went through a couple of stretches like this last year. I think you had one or two where you lost 3 straight and didn't really panic. I mean, are you kind of leaning on that run last year and how y'all were able to kind of come back from that? Or
no, honestly, my focus is just on this team, right? I mean, you could reflect on that, and I see where you're going with that. But again, it's just about hard work. What are the pieces I have, right? And we've talked about it, and that's what I'm going to talk about my team today. Guys, it's life. Again, I coach 18 to 24-year-olds that this is how the real world works, all right? Did we want to be undefeated last week? You better believe it. But at the same time, it didn't happen. So let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get better. And our best basketball is still ahead of us.
You're in the front.
Me? A couple questions just leading into Wednesday's game or Thursday's game with Arkansas.
Yeah.
How do you guys get more out of Aaron and Jessica, and then obviously with Aaron going back to Arkansas, just what do you say to her about maybe just keeping her emotions in check?
Well, I think the biggest thing, we talked about this at South Carolina, the biggest thing you can do is play as hard as you can, which even if it wasn't that circumstance, that's our game plan. But knowing that she came here, leaving there, that's the biggest gift that we can give her. And then what I love about sports, guys, is today's society all gets caught up in a box score. But the one thing that nobody ever wrote about in that South Carolina game was there were plus what on the boards? 27. 27. Did we go in that game talking about how hard we had to box out? And you know what? Those two did a heck of a job. And here's the funny thing about sports sometimes. You might box out, but guess what? You don't get the rebound, right? So their effort they gave against, I think, how many players they have on the team? 11? 11 players. And all 11 were McDonald's All-Americans, all right? We did a heck of a job. My team fought. They kept them off the boards. Did it fall in their stat favor at the end with the box score? No. But the effort they gave me, I told them I couldn't be more proud as a coach. I don't believe in moral victories, but their effort was phenomenal, and that's what we got to continue to do as we play the rest of the SEC schedule.
Robbie in the front.
DeBreasha, what do you think's the most important thing for y'all this week to get back on track that maybe you weren't doing in the first 2 conference games?
I think the biggest thing with us is what we've been talking to, just staying together, coming in the gym is called like putting in that hard work. So we just got to continuously fighting together, working hard. So that's our biggest thing, is just continues to just give. You can't coach effort. So just constantly working hard and giving it our all, giving it 110% every time we step on the floor, whether that's practice or in the game.
Ben on the front here.
Yeah, a couple here. First off, Coach, what do you say this team learned about themselves after facing such a dominant team in South Carolina that could have won the national championship last year as a favorite this year?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot. I mean, first of all, again, what a great atmosphere. It was on national television, so for me as a coach, you find out really quick. It's ESPN. Are we nervous, or can we really roll up and play? My team showed up, man. I felt it in the locker room. We came out, we punched them in the face. We weren't scared. I got dogs in that locker room, like I said. And they showed me they got heart and they got fight, and that's where us as a coaching staff, we're fighting for them just as hard as they're fighting for us. And that's all you can ask for. And then, again, we had moments that we're going against some of the best players in the country who has a chance to win a national championship. We're head-to-head. Our goal was to have it in single digits going into the fourth, and me and Poe talked about it on the way down here. And I'm going to show the team today, there's several possessions where we missed a layup. I think we were 9 for 16 from the free throw line. And we had a couple of open jumpers where, especially her, she knows, she's one of the best shooters in the country. Just wasn't her night. You know what I love about her? She got right back in the gym because she going to show up the next night. And that's the kind of kids I've got. And when that happens, winning will take care of itself.
Yeah, and then DeBreasha, with the 3-point shooting hasn't really been there for the team these first 2 SEC games. Like, what can you guys do to mentally just sort of make sure that confidence stays high for people like you and your Kayla's and the others?
I think our biggest thing is just confidence, knowing that, yes, like you said, it wasn't our night, but we still shooters, constantly coming in the gym, shooting. Like, that's what we do. So just believing in ourselves, believing in each other. In practice, if we got that wide open look, tell each other, knock it down. Like, words of just constantly encouraging each other to be better and just staying confident in what we do.
We're going to Robbie in the front first.
Sam, I know you know Mike Neighbors really well, and the style of play they play, they can have some up and down nights, and we saw an up night the other day for
Yes, we
them.
did.
How difficult is it to defend a team like that and what they do, especially on the offensive side of the ball?
No, it's really difficult because, when you look at their season statistics, they're capable of a 30-piece in a quarter. I mean, they shoot it so fast that's the challenge. I'm going to be honest. It's our defense right now. All right, for us to get back to championship behavior, we got to get defensive stops. We can shoot, and I know we're talking about some missed shots, but the glimpses when we lose is because we're not stopping the ball. We're terrible in ball screen coverage, and it takes some losses to understand to change behavior. And again, that's why I'm excited about our team, because we're able to have hard talks that, guys, you got to improve. So if we want to have a chance to win this game, it's got to start on the defensive end, or else they're going to make us look really bad, and then guess what? We'll come back and we'll get right back after practice, because that's all we know. If we're not good at something, we're going to make sure we address it and change behavior.
Since we're previewing both games this next week, and a question for both of you guys, since you guys both came in last year, just how much has it, both you guys just going 0-2 against Ole Miss last year, and how much did that drive you guys through the off season and with that game coming up?
Yeah.
No one likes to lose, and I know for us, especially not this team, we work so hard. So, like you said, we wanted to beat them, and going 0-2 hurt. But like we said, we have that mindset of we gotta get in the gym, we're gonna work hard, and it's gonna be a dogfight when we step up against them.
Back in the front.
You touched on it a little bit with how quickly their offense can go, but further impressions of Arkansas, they've got both the leading scorer and leading rebounder in the SEC.
Yeah, they're good. Again, they're committed to a style. You know what you're going to get. It's just a matter of us being tough dogs and going on the road. And again, this is what I love about our team. Our team in that locker room knows what's up right now. I put a tough non-conference schedule together on the road, and then most importantly, we faced adversity. We've had injuries, we've had sicknesses. All right, there's a toughness about us that I need that to carry over going on the road. And if we can carry that toughness, we'll be prepared for whatever opportunities or things that are thrown our way.
Robbie in the front.
You're putting a lot on your freshmen here in the first couple of games. Near's played a lot, Miracle Jasmine. What's been your thoughts on how they've handled their first two SEC games?
I'll speak, and then I know she's got my back on this one. Awesome. All right, because first of all, that's a culture here in the program, just like her. She started as a freshman, y'all. All right, she came in. It wasn't given to you, was it? She earned it. All right, and everybody's journey looks different, especially in a time with COVID where you still got fifth years returning, where it's hard for freshmen to come in, just being honest. And for their attitudes to be the way it is, the upperclassmen respecting them from day one, and then them just staying part of the process. Because again, this is a society and a day and age where kids just transfer, they point fingers, they quit. None of these kids have. They've been the ultimate teammates, but most importantly, they've worked behind the scenes. They're coming on at the right time of year. It's unique how fate works and how injuries and we don't want that on nobody, but opportunities arise. And I think you see Near coming on as strong as ever. I think everybody on our team believes in that kid. I know the coaching staff does. All right, and her best basketball is ahead of her at a crucial time. Jazz, I thought had her best game of the year against South Carolina. I told her, she's been trying to press maybe a little too hard, but for her to have poise and no turnovers and make sure she got her teammates the ball, I told her I couldn't be more proud of her. And then Miracle, I told you, she's a miracle. The kid just plays hard, has nothing to do with offense. She gets her hand on every single ball. If you didn't know and look at a box score, you didn't know she was a freshman because she don't care. She's coming out there to punch you in the face and find a way to help her team win. So I couldn't be more happy about the freshmen getting better. This sophomore right here has gotten better. All right, last year, no offense, Poe, you're only a spot three-point shooter. All right, but my girl's taking it against some of the best shot blockers in the country off the bounce. She had an unbelievable pull-up jumper to start the game to give us a lead. But again, it's a testimony to what this program's about and the culture is. It's just work. It's work. We identify what we're good at and what we're not. We're going to make sure we get better. And when you do those things, that's how success happens.
Final question, Tim.
Kind of turning back to that Ole Miss game this coming week, being we're talking about both of them. What is the conversation kind of within the team when you come up on a game like that both programs kind of have circled all year?
What's the conversation?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm being real because I'm going to speak for her and then we'll let you speak, Poe. I think the state of Mississippi slept on. I really do in women's basketball. I talked about it earlier. That's why I've tried to pick some of these women's basketball programs from the state of Mississippi, like Jackson State, they're good. They're good, right? And sometimes the narrative across the country is, it's just Mississippi. I think this one right here is pretty good. I think she could have got a lot more coverage and recognition that she deserved in high school that she just necessarily didn't. So for Ole Miss to be good, I think it's great for the state. I think it's great for the high school programs. And then obviously, like me, I've got 3 little kids where they want young women to look up to. So it's more than us just Mississippi State versus Ole Miss. It's what, the platform and the opportunity that you can put 2 great programs. Because again, we went to the second round last year, and then they made history last year and knocked off Stanford and went to the Sweet 16. So it only makes us better when these matchups occur.
Thank you guys.
Oh, I mean, he pretty much said it all. It's an amazing opportunity. With me being from Mississippi, I'm just honored and I'm excited for the game.